But yeah, I didn't see SZA there, but there wasn't an interview that she just dropped with Dazed. Is that what it was for? Yeah, Dazed. And
Dazed.
there's a really big part of the interview where she was saying that the only reason she's defined as an R&B artist is because she's black. And I'm like, oh, that was a really interesting topic to bring up because I think it's completely true. Because she doesn't make R&B music, like traditional R&B music. She's very experimental with her stuff.
I don't know. I think there are definitely R&B artists like Chloe that like sometimes give more pop than anything. I don't think SZA is one of those artists for me.
You don't think so? You think that she's an R&B artist?
I feel like
all
she's
the way through and through.
I mean, granted, there are like she does play around with other genres, but like I don't see her as like super duper genre bending. Like I don't know.
Well, not genre.
Especially
I don't
when
think
I
it's
think
that
of,
she's
like,
trying to say
this,
genre
like,
bending. I think
modern
she's just saying
R&B.
like she's not making R&B music. Like if that was any other color race of person making SZA's music, would it be R&B or would it be pop?
I don't think it would be pop. I don't know.
Alternative R&B. You know, they have subgenres, alternative. I would put her in that box.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with her because Whitney Houston kind of went through the same thing.
Ariana Grande.
Pop. It's the same music SZA makes.
But is it the same music SZA makes?
What's the difference about it?
I don't know. I think the instrumentation is a little different. When granted, if I'm being honest, I don't really listen to a lot of Ariana. Like I can't remember the last time I listened to a body of work by Ariana Grande. Like so the songs that I do hear are very pop. And then Baby can just sing down.
Yeah.
But the songs that I do hear by her are very pop. But I don't hear SZA and think pop. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I just don't hear and think R&B. Like, Nobody Gets Me, and Kill Bill, F2F. Those aren't like...
She's singing. Like, it's...
Yeah,
it's...
she's singing, but so is Britney Spears. So is Ariana Grande.
Then again, I go back to like that the production behind the singing. Is
so R&B is the instruments to you what's behind it,
along with the vocals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think she has a problem with it though? Like she's like, nah, I'm not R&B.
That's also what I was thinking.
I don't think it's that she has a problem. She's saying like when she gets in like award shows categories, they always put her in like urban sections or rap. Like they don't never put her in the pop section. It's either urban, contemporary R&B, or urban like or hip hop or something like that. It's never in the pop category. Yeah, and she's saying like you wouldn't do that to like Justin Bieber. And first of all, what does urban even mean? She was saying like it's like a nice way of saying the N-word.
That's what Tyler the Creator was saying.
Yeah.
That's what
Tyler
said?
said?
Yeah, Tyler the Creator has gone on like interviews and like has given that and example. Tyler the Creator is someone who is definitely beyond, like he's a genre bending.
Yeah, but they put him
artist.
also in the urban categories.
I can see him being. He said, when guys that look like me do anything that's genre bending. Yeah, this is Tyler. He said this in 2019 when Igor won Best Rap Album. He said, when guys that look like me do anything that's genre bending, they always put it in rap or urban categories. I don't like that urban word. It's just a politically correct way of saying the N-word to me. Why can't we just be in pop?
Yeah, I agree with that. But I feel the same way for SZA though, because I don't think she makes like traditional R&B music. Like she doesn't have not one ballad on any album that she has. So how could you consider that an R&B album? There's no ballads. That's what R&B is.
I don't know. When I think of like the modern age and like where R&B is today, she's definitely that. I don't.
Oh, we got Coco Jones, ballads.
Like I said,
we got
like
Jasmine Sullivan, ballads. People are still dropping ballads. Even
sure.
Sir,
for sure,
you know, he has ballads on his. That's an R&B album. SZA does not make like completely full R&B records, and I think that's the point that she's trying to make. There's R&B music on there, but I'm not making like R&B projects. But I always end up in these urban or R&B.
I don't know.
Wouldn't you have the same problem back in the day? Like they kept putting her in R&B, but she clearly wasn't making R&B music.
I guess my question is, what is it about wanting to be in the pop category? Does that for these artists mean something different?
It means that you're not you're not just selling it to the black community, because that's what urban and R&B is. It's the black community. When you cross over to a pop chart, you're now in the face of the world.
But then when I look at like, she just did an arena tour.
That's her. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
This is what she's saying.
Okay, so she also goes on to say, I simply just want to be allowed the same opportunity to make whatever I want without a label, without it being based on the color of my skin or the crew that I run with or the beats that I choose. I want F2F to be seen as what it is. I want Nobody Gets Me to be seen as what it is. I want Kill Bill to be seen as what it is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean,
it's like the same stuff Whitney Houston had to deal with back in the day. But she had to deal with it more so like from the black community saying that her music wasn't R&B enough, but she's a black star who should be making R&B because she's this high up. But then they also weren't putting the Billboard and people weren't putting her in the pop charts, but she was a pop artist.
I don't know. I hear what she's saying. I hear what she's saying, and I hear what you're saying as well. And I guess in the scope of like her just wanting the music to be defined as what it is, but like, to me, it still gives R&B. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she makes it. Yeah.
And then I don't want her later to come back later when we start leaving her off these lists, R&B lists, because she's more than just R&B.
Yeah.
So for me, like when people say, who's your top favorite R&B artist, I don't include her in that list anymore, because I don't feel like she makes like traditional R&B.
Yeah.
It's more like alternative, and it's into the pop lane and all that other stuff. So
yeah, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, it's
because
not
even
bad.
when we talk about it on the show, sometimes we have to be like, okay, well, are we going to even consider Beyonce an R&B artist right now? Mm-hmm. Even though she makes R&B music, she's not. You know what I mean?
She's a genre
but we don't
bending,
do that to.
But Beyonce.
Besides her being Beyonce, though,
but it's the fact that she's Beyonce, where like she had to come out before Cowboy Carter and be like, "This isn't a country album; it's a Beyonce album." Because even in this country joint, you have "Two Hands to Heaven," which is an R&B song like that. Like, you know, even within it, like there are going to be R&B tracks, and maybe that's what she's saying too. Within her R&B album, there are going to be tracks that
within her album there's R&B songs. Or within the whole thing, there's like other stuff.
Yeah, I think if anything, within her R&B album, there are going to be tracks like Kill Bill, like these things that she feels like should be considered pop.
Yeah,
kind of like what Usher and Neo was doing. Like they had R&B, but then they dabbled into the pop lane.
Yeah, and that's so that you can get radio time and radio play because you want your music
to be,
and because you want to sell arenas. And that's the point.
Doing that.
Because these songs, but they're not the R&B tracks that are getting her there. That's what she's saying. But she's still in this category. It's like you saying it without saying it.
And I'm just saying, like, if the point of wanting to be on the pop, like, side of things is to get what she already has, which is the arenas and all of these accolades, then I don't see personally the problem with her being in like her being in these categories. Like, I don't know.
I wonder how it came up in the interview. I want to watch the entire or read the entire interview to figure out like how it even came up in conversation for them to start talking about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get it. And for a lot of other artists like Tyler, the Creator, or even like Chloe, or like maybe even Tinashe, like I could see, because Tinashe isn't on the SZA level, but she also is like an R&B artist that makes certain tracks that I feel like could be considered pop, you know? And if like she said that and it was like, I'm kept at this level because they're not allowing like these tracks that are pop I could see that. But you're getting the recognition, you're selling out these shows, arena shows.
Yeah.
Like, what is it that you feel like you're being left out of for real?
True. And that's kind of like what her music was. And when she began, it was like new age, neo soul, R&B.
Yeah. Like that's the lane that you created for yourself for real. This like modern R&B that isn't what's like not Summer Walker, but isn't what Jasmine Sullivan sounds like, and isn't what these like traditional R&B artists sound like. This is the lane you've created, you've become like a superstar in this. Like what?
That is true.
I don't know. That's what I think I was trying to get
Maybe
at
they need
all
to
that
create
time.
a new category then. It's not just pop and it's not just R&B. We need a new genre.
I think Mariah the Scientist said the same thing too, like a while
We
back.
need a new genre.
People
No,
cooked
new
her for saying
category?
it though. When she was
Yeah.
like, "I'm not an R&B artist,"
Yeah.
and they was cooking her for that. I remember when she said that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
But that was also back when she was like struggling with the
I mean, I
vocals a
wonder
little
what
bit. She's gotten better.
Not struggling with the
She
vocals a little
was.
bit.
She's gotten
Damn.
better. I
didn't
feel
see
like
it.
I've seen her performances now where she's like, she's
wouldn't
more
know.
comfortable and she sounds better. But
Yeah.
back when she said
Maybe she was
that,
nervous.
she has a devoted fan base. I will say that.
no, for sure.
Oh, well,
Sure.
Yeah,
maybe we got to create a new genre.
What would the
Think of
genre?
I don't even know. We have to think of a name. Like, what would it even be called? I don't know. I'm gonna note that and come back to it.
We'd
Maybe
have to
that's what
ask
the
Jabari.
music
Jabari's
people
good at like making names for stuff.
Yeah, and the people that do all those music meetings and stuff with these award shows and categories, maybe they're already thinking about that in the next 5 years or
not.
something. You
They
never
don't.
know. You
They
just
do
gonna think
not
they
care.
just gonna keep throwing us in the urban category?
Yeah. How long have they been doing it?
R&B only.